Hey, Stacey David here with the Tales of a Gearhead podcast. Now, what is this? Well, it's a podcast that covers everything automotive, everything mechanical, everything that's just cool about the automotive lifestyle. And since that's just about everything, you're going to love it. Today's podcast is made possible by the guys from American Powertrain. Let's get rolling. Well, you've been asking for it. You're going to get it. I've had Matt on the podcast several times before. He's always a great guest. I've got Matt Graves here with me today. And, when you hear your name, Matt, it's kind of like you should have been a professional athlete or a musician. You just have that magic name, man.
Yeah,
Matt
like Graves, like a graveyard. Yeah.
Oh, man, you've been a great as a middle linebacker. You've been hit by Matt Graves. I love it, man. Did you play any sports in school at all? Or?
Not really.
You're just a car guy, huh?
I played a little tennis here and there, and, I like football and stuff like that. But my dad played football and baseball and all that stuff, and I kind of went the opposite direction in the cars.
Oh, yeah.
Other than my stepfather, I'm pretty much the only one in my family that's in the cars.
Really? Yeah, I'm kind of like that, too.
Yeah.
You know, they're into guns and all that stuff, and I like those, too. But cars was it for me, man.
Yeah, it's, I don't know if it was more of a, kind of a distraction for me growing up for some things. And, it was just something I was just drawn to. When I was a kid, I loved Star Wars.
Yeah.
All right. And I liked the ships. And
oh, yeah.
I liked Han Solo, who's kind of like, working on the Millennium Falcon.
He had to kick it around. Yeah.
He was like, what a great, you knew George Lucas, obviously he did, American Graffiti and loved hot rods and things like that. And I always gravitated towards kind of that Han Solo thing. Like
absolutely.
Fixing the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
It was always tearing up. His girlfriend was mad at him. I've been there 100 times in my car. I'm sure you have too. We weren't trying to save the galaxy or anything, but
no. It's like, and I tell you what, a lot of
you're
people
running from the cops, the Empire.
Yeah.
So
they've never seen the correlation between American Graffiti and Star Wars. I mean, the fastest car in the valley, the fastest thing in the Millennium Falcon. It's all there.
Yeah, how he ran the Kessel Run and whatever parsecs. It was a big thing. So it was always like that, kind of that automotive culture.
Yeah. Now, were you into motorcycles much, or was it mostly cars?
Mostly cars. I got into motorcycles a while back, several years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I live near the base of the Deals Gap, the Dragon, 129. I'm about 15 minutes from there, so it was kind of one of those things. Being in that, growing up in the mountains, you kind of wanted to get on the bike and ride. But as I got older, and I had a lot of friends that were into motorcycles. I just my wife was like, "You got two young girls here that's waiting for daddy to come home every day," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll just stick to cars."
That's good advice. I was into motorcycles a little bit, but not that much. And the biggest thing for me is that I don't trust myself on them. I mean, it's so easy to crack that throttle open.
Oh, I don't trust other people.
Yeah, and I was always overdriving my ability. You look down and you're doing 160 or 150.
So fast.
Yeah.
It's so fast.
And it's like, I can't ride that well to be riding this fast. Somebody in a Chevette is going to pull out in front of me.
Yeah, and I stayed away from the crotch rockets and stuff like that. I rode like a cruiser, or I like dirt bikes and ATVs and those kind of things, but I just kind of stayed away from the speed machines. I mean, I love them. I would love to have a Ducati or or something like that. But I'm like you. I would hit a wall at 200 miles an hour probably. That's what would happen to me.
You're out at a lot of shows and stuff with American Powertrain. You go to shows all the time.
Yeah.
So what do you see happening in the industry now? One of the things that I see is that there seems to be less of a passion for what we do, like we're talking about, just that crazy passion, and more of just like knowledge. So how important do you think that is? If a person wants to get into cars, how important do you think it is that they understand the mechanics of it, but they also have to be passionate about it? That blend right there, do you think one is more important than the other, or we have to be kind of
obviously you
part
have to
of
be
both?
Completely into it, right? You got to be like 100% into it if you're going to like do an LS swap or something. You got to be really
committed. Absolutely.
Yeah, committed. It's how many times you get into a project and you wish you could get out of it. Let's just start. Okay, that feeling.
Oh yeah.
The power past that feeling.
Yeah.
That's the commitment, right?
That's the commitment.
The passion. So that's kind of where you got to like, okay, do I really want to get into this hobby, or am I just trying to spout off facts and figures to people?
Yes.
Obviously, with today with YouTube and everything, where there's so many nothing's different anymore, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I come in here and you got this, you got your snowmobile or the snowcat,
the swamp,
and all these things, and I'm like, it's getting hard to separate yourself out there. You got to like, you know, now it's more like, what do you know or what do you don't know about these cars? And it's kind of like when you go to car shows, it's like everybody's trying to be different or step out from something. But
and everybody's swapping information. I'm glad you said that, because they all sit there and they swap facts.
Right.
And I'm missing the person that's just like, I'm going to do this. You know, they got the scars all over them. They're like, I love this.
Well, and so going back to my whole point is like, there's so much, it's so much happening.
Mm-hmm.
How do you stay passionate about it anymore? Right. That's kind of where I'm at. So it's like, I think it never stops. It's like any hobby, any of these hobbies. I'm looking at this model car right here. People that build model cars or remote control airplanes.
Yeah.
I mean, you get into that, it's just like cars. It goes forever.
Yeah.
Deep layers you can get into. So it's like, you know, you start out entry level and you work your way up. Some people stay entry level and that's what they want to do, or they stay in certain kinds of cars. They stay in the restoration only. It just I guess it's where your passion takes you throughout the course of being in the cars.
I think it's important for us too, because I totally agree with you on that. I think it's important for us that have been in the industry to encourage that passion. Instead of going, you know, you may want to be a little more conservative. You may want it doesn't get good gas mileage. These are all detriments that will eventually they'll kill somebody's passion. You know, oh, I can't believe you did that. I wish you hadn't have done that. Well, that looks stupid. You know, well, then that person's going to go right at that young age where they're susceptible. They'll go, well, maybe not. Maybe I'll just go and, you know, do something else. I think it's real important for us to keep doing that. Some of us, like you and I mean, nobody would have deterred me. You're probably you, because we're just crazy about it. So we have to share that.
I get up every day and still go, I get paid to do this.
Oh, I know.
So it's like, you know, I'm still happy to be here, and I'm 52 now. I started in 1994 in the industry, and I'm still here. I'm still talking to you, and you know, I'm just really happy to keep the passion going, and that's just what I want to do every day.
Yeah.
You know, and is it pay a lot? No. Is it
who said it
is
would?
it rewarding?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, it's just, you know, again, you got to follow what makes you happy every day to go to work.
Exactly.
Right? And we've all had those jobs where we're not happy.
Yeah.
And you may take a pay cut to do your passion, but it's a lot easier to get out of bed.
Absolutely. And a lot of people don't realize it's not about making the most money in life. I know a lot of very, very rich people that are miserable.
Me too.
And they're looking at me going, I wish I could do what you do. It's like, dude, you're a world-renowned surgeon, or seriously, and they hate what they do.
Right.
It's just, you know, they made a lot of money at it. They got started into something, but they lost that passion somewhere along the way.
Yeah, and it's like, that's the thing. You got to keep the iron, got to keep striking that iron, and keep, you know, what keeps you going, and how do you separate yourself with the trends, especially if you're running a company and trying to do new products. And it's the same thing with you build a car, all right? You're trying to, like, you know, separate yourself a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't, does it cost a lot of money to do this hobby? For sure.
No,
but
it can.
There's varying levels of projects you can do. And it's very, you know, I've stayed in it since I was a teenager, right? And I didn't have the money then I do now to do this stuff, and I kept doing it. So it's obviously, it's just where you drive. I guess it's your drive, right? Yeah. My first car that I fixed up was a Volkswagen.
Mm-hmm. We all started with Volkswagen.
Who didn't?
Try to do that now.
No.
Everybody
had a Volkswagen Beetle in the family. You had some family member that had a Beetle, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody, my aunt, my mom.
It was usually passed down.
Yeah.
You know, here, you get the Beetle. It's like, oh, I'm going to turn that into a Baja Bug so fast.
I remember me and my stepdad, Doug, we went and bought 2 Beetles for like $500. Mm-hmm. One running, one was a parts car.
Yeah.
That was great. You know, you could just mix and match parts.
Learn everything on them.
Yeah, and I you know, realized how easy it was to work on it. When I was just my mom used to tell me that when she would have her car in the driveway, I would open up the motor cover on the back of the Beetle and just stare at it when I was like 3 or 4 years old.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you
that
just look at the motor.
Back. Yeah.
You would do it. You wouldn't even touch. You would sit there and look at it and walk around the car. And I'm like, really? I don't remember. I didn't remember doing that. But she said I would just do that all the time.
Gosh, I used to be able to buy Z cars, those early Z cars, for nothing.
Yeah.
Same sort of deal. They were everywhere. Boy, now try to find them.
Well, we got rid of a lot of cars. back, that it's just, I think now you got Volkswagen now, a minimal is $5,000.
Yeah.
That's running. It's
just for a
5.
decent one.
Yeah. And they were just cheap transportation, right? That's what they were for.
Yeah, that's all they were. Well, what's going on at American Powertrain? You as far as moving forward and stuff, you got any new products?
Yeah, we're working on several things in the back. The big thing with us right now is keeping up with all the engine swaps.
Yeah.
Now, LS swaps, Coyote swaps, but people are mixing and matching models, so it's not like we all know like LS swaps are cross platforms.
Sure.
But now you're having Hellcat swaps across platforms. Yeah. You're having Coyote swaps across platforms.
And you guys specialize in doing all the kits to make those things work.
Yeah. And our secret sauce is that you call us and we figure out all the componentry you need. Okay, you're putting a Coyote and a Roadrunner. Yeah. That's not happened yet that I know of, but I'm just making it up.
It's coming. Somebody out there with a Roadrunner's like, yes.
We could figure that out. We could make it work. When I first started there back in 2011, the big thing was I don't want to cut my car.
Yeah.
Corvette guys, especially Mopar people.
Don't want to modify it.
I don't want to trim anything.
Yeah.
So we specialize in some of those very specific models where we machine the transmission to fit the car. Like we cut the transmission so you don't have to cut the car. And we have to figure out all the clearances and things like that, shifter position to try to keep it a lot of people want that factory look where you just look in there and you basically see the 5-speed pattern on the ball or the steel plate. So we kind of got it, that was our thing. Mopar guys, Barrett Jackson comes along in 2005. 2005 or 6, I'll never forget that Challenger that sold for like $1 million or something like that. It was had a metric gauge cluster in it.
Yeah,
it made
I remember
it super rare.
I remember it.
So everybody that had a Plymouth Duster thought they had $1 million Mopar.
Oh yeah.
For like a good 3-year run right there. And so we were just dealing with that, I don't want to cut my E-body, my B-body. And so all of our kits just really be very specific to fit these cars, Chevelles, things like that. Well, now it's a little more, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's still there, but there's still a lot like.
And that's nice because that's the hot rod approach.
Yeah. So especially with the Mopars, with the torsion bar system on those makes it very difficult to put a 6-speed in. You basically have to cut the support for that out and then weld, brace it all in. Well, you're doing a Hemi swap or a Gen 3, a Hellcat swap. Yeah. You've got to have at least a 6-speed in there. Yeah. For a manual, it's minimum because for the power holding capability. So you're cutting that whole car up. You're cutting the tunnel out. You're cutting everything. So some of that stuff's kind of like, it's not as big a deal anymore. I'm dropping $23,000 on a Hellcat motor and 6-speed, and
that's good to see that happening though.
And with the roadster shop frames, stuff like that, they got to cut the cars to fit those frames and stuff nowadays. So it's not a big a deal anymore. But we're still having to there are still certain segments where we do very specific work on the transmission to fit. Not everybody can do sheet metal, right? Yeah. A lot of people can grind away at things, but to really do some nice sheet metal work, it takes some
skill, and a lot of guys can't do that. They want bolt-in stuff, a lot of them.
Yeah, and that's still kind of our bread and butter base. Yeah, it's the guy taking out a '69 Camaro 4-speed and just putting in a 5-speed. Yeah, that's it. Everything else is stock.
If you've been watching the show much, you've seen us with this 40 Chevy hot rod that I've been doing. That's kind of paying tribute to the world of hot rodding. And it's been really fun because I've been able to bring in a lot of my friends from the industry, both young and old. And the question that I keep asking people, and I've asked you here on the podcast as well, is what do you think the main ingredients of a hot rod are? If you're doing a traditional hot rod, what are some of the main ingredients? And almost without exception, everybody says it's got to have a stick in it. Well, if you've tried to hunt and find a stick lately, a standard transmission, it's not easy. There is one company out there, though, that makes it possible, and that's American Powertrain. They have almost single-handedly kept the stick alive in the aftermarket. They started the Save the Stick program. They've done all this crazy stuff, and they are right on top of all the new Tremec transmissions that are coming out. So if you are even thinking about putting a stick into your project, and it doesn't matter if it's something newer, like a late model, Hellcat that you want to put a stick in, or an old street rod, they specialize in making kits to where you can put these Tremec standard transmissions into your hot rod. They also are starting to carry automatic transmissions. So if you just can't do the stick thing, they're also your source for automatic transmissions and automatic transmission swaps. So when it comes to transmissions, give American Powertrain a call, man. They can help you out and help save the stick. So if a guy has an automatic car, I wanted to, because we've covered this on the show a lot, but I wanted to hear it from you as well. Say a guy has a car that has an automatic in it. Say it's an old Impala, and he wants to put a stick in it. What are some of the surprises he's going to run into that he needs to think about? Obviously, pedals.
Right, pedals, which we have most of the Impalas now.
Okay.
Pedals.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. We've been working with under-dash hydraulics.
Okay.
And they've got a pretty extensive line of pedals, like hydraulic pedals now. So first, we make sure you got a pedal.
Okay.
You can do the swap. If you don't, we're going to have to find a pedal.
Yeah.
Next thing is, okay, do you want to run, what kind of power do you have? So we start at the block. What kind of power you got? Then we got to get your clutch right. We got a flywheel, clutch, get all that figured out.
Yeah. And you inform them they're going to have to cut the floor.
For the most part. Depends on what your Impala.
Yeah.
Right? So they have those. It's funny how the bigger the car, the smaller the tunnel.
Yeah.
In the 60s. So like a Camaro and a Mustang, I can get a 6-speed in any of those cars with very minimal tunnel work.
Yeah.
Most of the time just opening up the shifter hole.
Yeah.
You get in the Chevelles, you get in the B-bodies and
that's crazy.
The big cars. But I think it's more a legroom thing. Yeah. It's more of a luxury car,
That flat floor.
Flat floor, yeah. Like I have an ¡83 Cadillac. We talked about this car a million times, but it has a tiny tunnel in it.
Yeah.
It has a 200 R4 little pancake automatic. And, I had to put a huge tunnel in that car.
Yeah.
So yeah, you start there and you work. You got to figure out the cross member, and you got to, you'll do a drive shaft.
Yeah.
All those things.
I would say that you pretty much have to tell them that they are going to have to do some sort of hump work and some sort of tunnel work on the hump to either modify it with sheet metal, open up holes.
Some of the 4-speed factory cars have consoles, so they have the special surround for the shifter, and we need to know if it's got a console car, if it's a standard floor car, if it's got a 4-speed tunnel hump in it, because we can put the shifters right exactly in those tunnel humps too.
So how has the response been to the TKX, the 5-speed?
Oh, it's been our best-selling product.
That's a great transmission.
Okay,
so in your opinion, you've driven them both. I'm talking about like the TKX 5-speed and the Magnum 6-speed. Take apart the fact that one is a 5, one is a 6. When they shift side by side, which one do you prefer and why?
It's hard to say.
Or are they pretty much straight up?
They're pretty much the same.
Okay.
They're pretty much the same.
The old TKO didn't shift as well.
No.
That thing would hang up. It was a truck tranny.
Yeah, it was a truck. I want to edge it out just slightly to the 6-speed. Because it's a single rail shifter design, like the T5.
Okay.
But if you've ever shifted a new T5, they're smooth.
Yeah.
They're T5s have always been one of the best.
They're like glass.
Yeah. But man, the TKX is like night and day difference to a TKO.
Yeah.
The way it shifts. So yeah, and a lot of times that has to do with a lot of people get mad about the throw and they don't realize they have a big double bend shifter and it's like this. So you got to think about how tall your shifter is.
Oh
and stuff
yeah,
like
absolutely.
That. But as far as to RPM, the TKX is nearly as high as the 6-speed. I think it's only different by 200 RPM maximum.
Wow.
Shift. So that's pretty good.
That is really good.
The 6-speed will hit almost $8,000 and the 5-speed's right behind it. The old TKO was called a top loader design. So the transmission was assembled from the top. It's got a plate on top and everything coming from the top. Whereas the TKX is an end-load design like the 6-speed. So it's got a barrel case and everything comes in from the back and it makes it so much stronger.
Yeah.
And you can have bigger gears, you can have a lot more torque capacity, higher RPM, shifting, improve the shifter rails, stuff like that. So it also makes it kind of modular, so we can take the tail housing off and modify it for shift linkages or moving the shifter around, and we can machine that stuff down. But
Such
going from that
great
cinder
options,
block shape TKO to a round case, now your tunnel work is very minimal anymore. So you don't have those hot shoulders like a TKO did.
So moving forward, where do you see this industry going? You know, there's from like 2000 on, trucks and SUVs kind of became the big thing. So now we got 25 years of SUVs sitting out there. None of those have sticks in them. So any thoughts about that? I mean, you know, when you look at modifying these, I would love to see some of these small SUVs be turned into rally cars. You know, there's a huge market.
Yeah.
Of course, they got to have a stick. So
I sent Jeff a video today of a Tahoe with a 5-speed in it.
Yeah.
Like a 2001.
Yeah. So is there
Guy's
any
driving his kids around with
any
it.
future in that?
We just bought a 2002 Chevy pickup truck.
Okay.
Short bed, like the GMT 800. So we're doing a 5 and 6-speed kit for those. Pretty much will be the same. The Tahoes and Suburban stuff like that. So we'll probably
the pedal assembly
the pedal's the same,
interchangeable.
Right now we have a pedal from 95 to 02, and then we're working on those later model ones. Actually, the later, like we actually can go 08 to 2012, but we're working on the in-between ones because they're harder to find.
Good. I'm glad you're on that.
So at some point, we're getting in the. I mean, we got to expand out, right? We got to. What's the next thing?
That's inevitable. I mean, that's gonna. I mean, people will hot rod whatever they've got.
Yeah.
You know, and there's only so many '69 Camaros out there, and so many other cars. You know, as you start to get into the cheaper stuff, just like we were talking about Volkswagens when we were younger. You know, the young guys are going to get whatever they can get to start with, you know, and that might be mom's SUV. Put a stick in that thing, it'd be awesome.
Well, it's like I was looking at too, like I know my buddy Brian at Low Car bought a 2023 or 2022 Ford STX.
Yeah.
Short bed, F-150, Coyote motor.
Yeah.
It's like 400 horse. Thing will fly. We drove it down to Florida on a trip together, me and him. He lowered it a little bit, and I'm like, man, this thing would rip with a 6-speed in it. So it's got me thinking. Now, 2023, you're getting into later model, you know, a lot of more electronic stuff like that. We have to kind of figure some of that stuff out. I know with our O2 truck, you know, we're going to have to do some HV tuners work and reprogram the computer to have a 6-speed, stuff like that. But, I mean, the stuff's all out there. I guess because I'm 52 and I still am blown away by technology, even though I have to use it all the time. Sometimes I'm amazed by. I was having this guy remote tune my Cadillac in my shop on a laptop. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, and he's in Texas. And he's running my car over the internet. And it's just like, what is going on? How did we get here? You know,
isn't that cool?
It's the coolest thing. So there's so much of that out there. I mean, we were talking to that same person today about tuning our truck, and we get done doing R&D and take put the 6-speed in.
Yeah.
Change some settings on the computer. And I'm like, man, it's just so easy now. Like before you'd have to like drill down in a wiring harness and look for all the sensors to deal with, you know, and now you just call a few people up and hit a few keys and you're done. So it's pretty amazing nowadays. But there's a lot of, like I was talking about his truck, there's so many little opportunities for manual transmission applications still out there.
I think there really is. I think there really is. And it goes back to kind of what we were originally talking about, the tech versus the passion, because they'll put the stick in it because of passion, but they'll tune it because of the tech.
Yeah.
And so they go hand in hand. But, you know, I try to encourage people, like, get out there and drive that stuff and reignite that.
Age has a factor, right? So I have a 17-year-old and a 14-year-old who are far more, can pick up electronic stuff so much faster. I mean, just much faster than me.
Yeah.
And I always thought I was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well,
like,
that's how they're programmed.
How they've grown up on it since day one. You know, they were born after the iPhone, basically.
Yeah.
And do all these things. Like, they'll make they'll edit videos that will blow your mind. Like, how did you?
Yeah.
You know, it's just an app. And I'm like, there's like people that have been doing this for years, and just figured out how to do these fades and cutaways. And, you know, I just, it's brilliant. You know, so imagine that kind of a teenager learning how to tune a car already.
Yeah.
They're going to be leaps and bounds down the road away from all of us.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when they get into it. So,
you know, the good thing is, though, you can't get away from that feeling, though, when you're driving it. The smells, the sounds,
right.
you know, that's the good thing. It's like a great restaurant. You know, you can do all this stuff, but when you sit down and you take a bite out of that pizza or whatever, when it's right, there's no way getting around it. It doesn't matter if they cooked it in a microwave or an old brick oven. You know, it's got to taste right. So I think that that's just a real cool combination. And it's the thing that always impressed me about American Powertrain is that you always had a really good balance of that. We've been in this industry long enough. I remember there was a time not long ago where very influential people in the industry were saying the stick is dead. It's going to be all automatics. No one will be putting sticks in the next 5 years. And obviously they were very wrong because they overlooked that passion of like, I gotta shift this thing. I gotta feel it.
Yeah, it's analog, right? We've had so much digital stuff. You want a little analog action in your life every now and then. That's how I look at it. Maybe not everybody wants it for their daily driver anymore, which I understand.
That's true.
And especially with, you know, if you live in Nashville with traffic, but but as far as like, but when you want to get out and run around or escape or you know, like I'm at home working. Sometimes during the day, I want to just go jump in my Cadillac and just go driving around for 30 minutes.
Absolutely.
And I do that sometimes, just kind of like you have like a stressful day or a meeting, and you're like, I'm going to go out and take my car out for a minute and just listen to the V8 and shift gears. And it's just, you know, just kind of like, okay, I'm good again. It clears my head up.
No, I love that. I love that. Everybody needs to do that.
Yeah.
So when you're out driving like that, you have any music playing, or you just listening to the car?
Sometimes it's just me, because sometimes I'm listening to see if things tearing up.
Oh, yeah, you got to listen. It's like, I heard that sound. What was that?
Then it ruins your day, and you're back to being stressed out again.
Now I got to work on the car. Oh, man.
So, yeah, especially when you're doing that shakedown, you know, those 4 or 5 shakedown weeks after you put the car together, and you know, this is leaking or this is making a noise or... But no, once you get it all dialed in, it's like perfect. Yeah.
So do you have any new projects that you want to be working on? I mean, you've got the Cadillac now, so is there something else you're looking for? I know you are.
Honestly,
the Scrambler, the Jeep Scrambler.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows I've been wanting a Jeep for a while. I'd like to get another Jeep, but I'm actually was thinking about building me a go-kart.
Really?
Yeah. I got this old go-kart at home, one of those like cheap, imported, got the cage on it.
Like the Yerf Dog or whatever it is.
And I actually literally was looking at it yesterday, wanting to cut it in half and lengthen it. So I can fit in it better, because the kids had it when they were little, but they don't ride. The motor blew up, and it's just kind of, hey, throw this thing away.
Yeah.
Or do something with it.
So what engine would you put in it?
I don't know yet. That's kind of what I was like. That's what I like sitting around. That's the fun part, right? It's like, trying to plan it all out. Like, what would I build?
I have a 440 snowmobile engine in the back room. Buddy, I'm telling you, 2-stroke.
It's got that swing axle on the back, too, with a sequential.
Yeah, I've got all the clutches and everything to put that on.
I don't know. It'd be kind of neat to build something like that just to run around. I don't want anything over the top, but like, I always liked having a go-kart when I was a kid. Yeah.
That thing can hit about 70.
Well, and you know, my kids will want to drive it, too.
Yeah.
So it's like, but they're bigger now. We have a cabin up in the mountains, and they want something to go bombing around in, which I thought about the Jeep would be perfect. Me and my friends sitting around watching those. Have you seen those lawnmower guys that?
Oh yeah.
And they build lawnmowers just to go off road. They take the decks out, put bigger tires on them, just like a Murray riding mower.
Yeah.
And that look, I don't know if you've watched it. It looks so fun to have you and your friends on there, just driving through the woods on those things. So I've been kind of looking at other powered vehicles.
Did you see my zero-turn toolbox over here?
Oh yeah.
Okay, same sort of deal. Right. That's a Dixie chopper.
Yeah. So something fun. I'm looking, just something just to mess around in. Yeah. I don't know. I would like to get another pickup truck, or I miss my C10. Yeah. When I sold that, it's one of those, you know, I mean, we all miss the cars we sold, most of them.
Yes, most of them. There's a few I'm glad I don't have.
Yeah, there's a few. My C10 and the Jeeps that I've had, RX-7, I miss that.
So what was the first car that you went over 100 miles an hour in?
Oh, my Mustang.
Okay. Fox body Mustang?
Yeah. I don't know if you're in Knoxville, they built Pellissippi Parkway. Okay. And when they built it in the 90s, it just went from Alcoa, the airport in Knoxville, to West Hills in Knoxville. That's it. So nobody was on it. It was like a big, long drag strip, or an Autobahn. Yeah. So I went to work for Alamo Rent-A-Car in 1993 at the airport.
Oh, you're going to tell me.
I was going to college. And I bought a Fox body Mustang GT. And
I thought you were going to say you did it in a rental car.
Later. Yeah. I thought I was awesome. I bought a 92 GT in 93. All right. Yeah. My mom, I taught my mom in the co-sign and the loan. This is the first real V8 powered car I had.
Oh, yeah.
And I was living at home.
And they were respectable then.
Yeah, I was living at home, and I got out on Pellissippi Parkway with my girlfriend at the time, and we opened that thing up to about 130, 120 and got busted. State trooper was sitting right there.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as I got to where I saw I was going at the top end of the speed and I was about to slow down, he was right there.
Oh, yeah.
And I just pulled over.
Oh, yeah.
That ticket was not cheap.
Oh, no, man.
At my
I'm
age,
surprised he didn't put you into reckless driving.
I got reckless driving.
Okay, so he did.
So my insurance went through the roof. It was just, it was a whole thing.
You spend any time in the clink?
No.
Okay.
No, he was cool about that, but the main reason he took it easy on me is because there was nobody out.
Yeah.
He knew what I was doing.
So how fast did he write you up for? 120?
He actually wrote it for 100.
Well, he did you a favor big time.
Yeah, that one took me a while to get all the points and insurance back down to normal levels. That'll jerk your chain a little bit when you get busted doing 100 miles an hour or more, especially when you're
or something. They're
20 years old.
We all had those moments, yeah.
So we've all had our little, run-ins to the police. Most of mine have always been kind of like, hey, I like your car, or they pulled me over and it's too loud or something.
Yeah.
And you usually just like, all right, calm down. You can go.
Just wanted to check your car out.
Yeah, I've had that.
Yeah, I've had that
several times. So yeah, I'm sure you have. That was probably the scaredest I ever been getting pulled over, because I'm like, man, I just bought my car. I'm done for, and I was out there being an idiot.
Yeah, because he could have impounded it. He could have done it. They would in Nashville now. Yeah. They've really cracked down on that.
Oh yeah.
If they probably should. If they even think you're street racing, car's gone. First time.
I mean, we've seen some really bad things happen with that, so it's But don't do that, kids. If you're listening to me, do not.
Yeah. After we did it all. No, I.
What about you? What was your?
Oh, the first car I went over 100 miles an hour.
You told me one of these stories before, but
it was a Mazda RX-7.
Oh, okay. That's what made you think of it when I said RX-7, huh?
Yeah, I was thinking about that because we're getting ready to do this thing on the Z car. I've got this 240 sitting over here.
Yeah.
And it's kind of one of those cars of that era that if you grew up 80s, 90s, you either, the first time you went over 100 miles an hour, it was a Z car, RX-7, or a Mustang. Nothing else to do it. Really. I mean, that was when our speedometers had shut off at 80 or whatever.
Right. And they had the aerodynamics, too.
Yeah.
It was a little easier.
And the Zs, they came out, they would do $130 all day long right off the showroom floor. And RX-7 wasn't far behind. So I was just thinking, I figured it was probably an RX-7.
Yeah.
Because you'd said that.
The RX-7s are fun. They were fun. Then I discovered rotary engines are cool, but they're not as good as V8s in an RX-7. So I started swapping V8s into them. I mean, they're neat engines, but man, they're expensive to rebuild. And they don't make any torque, and they're real temperamental. Yeah. But I love that RX-7. It was a lot of fun. They were more fun with a V8 though. Absolutely,
and there's plenty of room in the cars to put a V8 in.
Absolutely,
that was the cool thing about them.
Yeah. So a friend of mine, we actually did a '93, the third gen RX-7, and did one of the first LS swaps in it back in when I was still working at Cherry Bomb, and that was Henson Supercars did that kit back in the day. Yeah. And used used an F-body 6-speed and we had an LS1 takeout and shoved all of it in that car. And that car actually, with the aluminum LS motor, it was still 50-50 front to rear.
Yeah,
you didn't really lose too much weight because all the emissions stuff with the rotary I had to have was so heavy.
I'm actually surprised that the RX-7s haven't become more popular as far as collector cars.
Have you looked at the prices lately?
Yeah, well, I'm just comparing them to the early Zs.
Yeah.
Those have gone stupid.
Third gens are crazy money.
Even a rolling
chassis is expensive because they're really good suspension on those cars.
Those were always high. They were kind of in a class all their own.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having a C5 though, like a beater Corvette C5.
And
that's
they're
what
affordable.
I'm looking at now. Yeah, like a Z06 or. That'd be a fun car to,
Yeah.
I'm not looking to paint it. Nothing.
No, just take it out. Do you go to track day with it?
Yeah, track day. Fix it up. You can put huge tires on them, and it'd be fun.
Well, listen, man, it's been great to have you on here. We're looking forward to having you on the next time.
Yeah.
Keep in touch with me on what you're working on, man.
I will do. It's always fun to come here and see your shop and see what you got going on. And it's sensory overload every time I come in here. I can't even process this.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Stacey.
All right, that's our show for today, which means you need to get out there and start working on something. Spend some time turning wrenches. You might be surprised how much you like it. Make sure you check out our website, staceydavid.com, because we've got all kinds of new products and some other great stuff that you're just going to love. Also, make sure to check out our social media. That's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all at Official Stacey David. Our social media is where you're going to find all of the bonus content, the giveaways, the contests, the trivia. We even have extra viewer projects that focus on what you are working on. Also, the new season of Gears will be on MAV TV, and YouTube will be the place that you can view all of your favorite Gears episodes, as well as the full project builds that follow the project from beginning to end. All right, that's all the announcements. We're all up to date. We'll see you next time.